Our next speaker is Mrs. Lata Bharadwaj, the principal of Sarvodaya National Public School. She began her teaching career as a science and English teacher. She promotes innovative thinking, intellectual excellence, uprightness of character, emotional maturity, scientific temper, spirit of healthy competition, cooperative and sportsmanship. She will be speaking about learning, thinking, and communicating in a digital age. She's meticulous in planning, and due to that, she had her students meet the Padma Bhushan Shri G. Madhav Nair from ISRO and benefited all his students in school. Let's put our hands together for Mrs. Lata Bharadwaj.
Very good afternoon to one and all. Good afternoon, all of you. So thank you for your response. And so far, the pros and cons of technology has been discussed very widely. And we all have been unraveling how technology can be an advantage or a disadvantage in the current educational system. But the education in the 21st century is going to be a very biggest challenge to all the stakeholders of society in transforming and disseminating knowledge at the primary, secondary, and higher education, and to fulfill the vision and goals of right to education, quality, equity, and adaptability to the need of 21st century learning. Dear friends, the conventional teaching, as you know, is undergoing a metamorphosis, wherein the innovations in technology has taken a big lead by replacing chalk and board method into a digital learning through multimedia solutions. Students at this generation are a biggest challenge to the educators in fulfilling their knowledge demand, their inquisitiveness, and their cognitive, emotional, social thinking skill in global knowledge base. Teachers are facilitators, and technology is a supplement, is the truth. The innovative ideas, knowledge, power is definitely going to play a big role in learning, thinking, and communicating in the 21st century skills. The Guru-Shishya Parampara is undergoing a transformational phase where the teacher and the student are learning together in exploring the huge knowledge base. So the 21st century learning is a magnanimous challenge to all of us in imparting the right knowledge. Education in the 21st century. The current and future health of India's 21st century economy depends directly on how broadly and deeply Indians reach a new level of literacy in 21st century. When we talk about literacy in the 21st century, it is not limited to the urban literacy, but in the broader perspective, it is the literacy that reaches to the remote and to the rural areas. How can we reach to the remote and the rural areas? And with the dearth of the teaching faculties, the teaching professionals, the technology can come as a boon in disseminating knowledge and reaching the remote and the rural areas. As one of the panelists has brought out, how the African countries, the 24 African countries, are on their way and stride in imbibing technology into the system to educate the huge mass. So technology has been thought as one of the boon in giving right to education and universal right to education. let us look into the alarming facts. India stands second in the world population, next to China. National Literacy Mission records only 74% literacy. In America, every 1,000 people, 831 persons use computers, whereas it's only 162 if it is taken all over the world. The world population. In the world population, India stands second with its 21%. So this itself, the alarming population, is the biggest challenge in putting India on the global economy. The economy of India is the 11th largest in the world by nominal GDP, the 3rd largest by purchasing power parity. The country's per capita income stood at 129th in the world, thus making lower middle income economy. As you are aware, with the huge population of India, the poor economical standards, which is the biggest challenge today in elevating the poverty and promoting education to all, the technology can serve as one of the important tools to reach out to these masses. If you look at the literacy in the 21st century, the government of India has been taking immense measures, trying to adopt technology. There are facts and figures which shows how the various governments, the state governments and at the national level, technology is being implemented or incorporated into the system of education. The government has called for a tender for around 50 lakh tablet PCs for students. The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister has distributed laptops to students in her move towards literacy. Sarva Shikshana Abhiyan has also funded projects using ICT in education. So it is definitely, all this shows very clearly that technology in today's 21st century skills is playing a significant role in promoting equity in education. And at the same time, apart from the governmental organizations, there are various non-governmental organizations and MNCs who are taking this stride ahead in imparting education. Literacy in the 21st century defines not just simple reading, writing, calculating skills, but in the broader range of literacies, students need to attain the proficiency in science, technology, and cross-culture, as well as gain a thorough understanding of information in all its forms. The current era of high-stake testing will have a positive impact on students only if we get the metrics right. Without 21st century skills, students are going to be prepared to succeed in yesterday's world and not tomorrow's. Schools must do more to keep pace with rapid technology, research, and societal changes to ensure that students will be ready to thrive in the today's knowledge-based global society. The three significant things that the schools must do: the public must acknowledge 21st century skills as essential to the education of today's learner. Schools must embrace new designs for learning based on emerging research about how people learn, effective uses of technology, and 21st century skills in the context of rigorous academic content. Policymakers must base schools' accountability in assessment that measure both academic achievement and 21st century skills. The challenges in the 21st century also put forward certain pitfalls in the current system. The current educational system practices textual learning or teaching through prescribed curriculum which does not explain the abstract concepts. Teachers are restricted and limited to only prescribed knowledge, and their inability to meet the students' high learning potentials. Lack of in-house teacher training to keep abreast of the present pedagogical approaches. Technology comes as a bigger tool in this. The factors that affect literacy: absence of adequate school infrastructure, inability to connect to the remote parts of the country, and deficit of funds. The 21st century skills, if we look into, it is digital age literacy, the inventive thinking, effective communication, and high productivity. What is learning in the 21st century?